Democrat Congressman Dan Goldman, who was in that closed-door meeting. He says, man, there's nothing to see here. Roll tape.
But the witness was unequivocal and stated very clearly that they never discussed any business on that phone conversations. There were niceties, and there was a hello, and we talked about the weather or whatever it was, but it was never any business.
All right, Todd Piro with us this morning. Niceties and the weather. You buying that?
No, and I guarantee when the transcript comes out, it will be clear that niceties and the weather were not being discussed. But let's say, for argument's sake, that's all that was discussed. Yeah. Just having Joe Biden come on that call, it is a feeling. There's a presence there, and that in and of itself is what you are paying for. It's the threat or the promise that having a person in Joe Biden's stature accomplishes for you and your business goals, whether you're trying to get a contract with a foreign business entity or you're trying to get a prosecutor in Ukraine fired.
I noticed it was a first-term freshman congressman, Dan Goldman, who was sent out there. None of the senior Democrats wanted to touch this.
But also, I think Lauren alluded to something when she talked about the DOJ being part of this. Dan Goldman is one of those lawyers, we've seen him before, who will do everything on behalf of the Democrats and really toe the line, get up really close to the border of ethicalness on both sides of the aisle. That's why they trotted him out. He can go up there and, for lack of a better word, lie, which is ultimately what I think he did.
Oh, heavy-duty spin, I'll call it that.
Yes.
How about that? Right.
Sure.
Another one for you. A poll from the New York Times finds Trump is still way ahead of all the other Republican presidential candidates. 54 Trump, Ron DeSantis, 17. Question, Todd. How could the upcoming debate change that listing?
I don't know. I think if it's going to change, it's going to change spots 2 through infinity there. Because if you are saying you're going to vote for Donald J. Trump, what is he going to say in that debate that's going to get you to not vote for him? I can't think of a thing. Second, if you're undecided, you're probably not voting for Donald Trump to begin with, and your vote's going to be going to one of those individuals. So I don't think he has a lot to gain there. And even if there were people who'd be swayed to vote for him, does he need those people at this point? He's up by 40 points. I think it's a smart move. I'd like to see him debate, but I'm looking at it through his perspective. It makes no sense. He's smart in that he's picking a VP based upon how people perform.
Well, actually, that's true, because Trump feels so good about his chances. He's already talking about his potential VP pick. He's going to he's going to look at the debate for that, isn't he?
Which would imply that he's not going to participate in the debate. He put on Truth Social, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the debates, and that could be how I narrow down who will be my running mate. He's so confident. Fox is hosting the first debate, we should point out. August 23rd, this is who's qualified based on fundraising and polling. Governor Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Senator Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, and Governor Doug Burgum. Not Mike Pence, and not one other candidate off the top of my head.
Okay.
So
they've the qualifiers, but Trump at this point not saying he's going to be.
Do you think they hit Trump more, especially if Trump's not there? And is that a good look for them?
That's a good question. I'm not going to answer
Especially
it.
if
You've got
they're
an
going
answer
for the
that.
people. I think DeSantis will hit Trump, but I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find. Yeah, and Christie. Vivek Ramaswamy is going to toe that line. He's going to be policy.
He's like, I'm your number 2. I'll be your running mate.
3 weeks' time, August 23rd. That's the debate. We'll find out then.